Hooray! My microphone works again. Now, I want to begin the narration of this training vlog with the following. I had to use a squat bar for this squat session. The rep schemes for this squat session were 2 sets of 7 at 180 and then a rep out with a target of 9 at 180, which, whatever. Normally I could poop that kind of weight out, but for some reason a couple of weeks ago I tried to do the same rep scheme and it murdered me. Like I couldn't finish it. The third set, I barely was able to poop out 4 reps. It was embarrassing. And sometimes it's just like that. I just didn't think too much of it and kept on, and here we are, able to meet my rep targets at I believe this is the 5th week of this 21-week template. So, that's fine. Here's the rep out set, which I hit for 9. Again, I want to say that the squat bar is a different animal. If you're not familiar with the difference between a squat bar and a power bar, this bar is thicker. It's 32 millimeters as opposed to a power bar, which is 29 millimeters, and it's longer. Thicker and longer. Anyway, so it does feel a little different to squat with this bar. People will say things like, well, you shouldn't be using a squat bar unless you're squatting like 600-700 pounds. That's probably true, but I couldn't find the other power bar in the gym. And also, there are some federations, powerlifting federations, which use a squat bar. It doesn't matter if you're only squatting 90 pounds, you still have to use the squat bar. The squat bar weighs 55 pounds, so even though it would normally only be 170 on a power bar, this is 180. And I'm mostly pleased with the way the weight moved, and I was just happy to be able to get the rep out. And I'm also hoping that next week I can actually find a power bar. Next up, my Deadifts, my favorite, my Bay. 240 pounds. This was the 3rd set. Rep out target was 11 reps. 11 reps. And they all moved really well. You're going to see that the last rep did get a little sticky just because I was tired. By this point, I was kind of exhausted. This was a late training session. I got to the gym, I think at 7 o'clock. I'd hoped to get there a little bit earlier, but the buses where I live are total garbage. So that didn't happen. So that said, by the power of C4 and the resentment of public transportation in the city that I live in, I was able to power through. Here comes that last rep, the one I'm talking about that I was not super crazy about. Maybe that's not it. Yep. Once again, powerlifter can't count above 3. There it is. You see how the bar kind of just swung away? Ugh, hate when that happens. But I got it done. And here's a nice little bit of belt abuse for no reason. Last thing I'm going to post, an accessory that I'm really, really enjoying. I think Mike Israetel calls these kind of like flexion rows, only when he has programmed them for someone, they're doing them on the floor. But I couldn't do that this time because, as you can see, there's somebody over there in between the cables. But I found that this kind of really gets you that same stretch that the flexion rows that he has programmed will also get you. I love the way that feels at the end of the rep. I'm probably going a little too slow, so I might have to work with the timing a little bit. But if you're ever just looking to do something a little different with your cable rows, highly recommend. Okay, that was that.